Busy week here in the Dead by Daylight world. If you've been living under a rock or just hiding from social media, we've got you covered. That's right, Bill. There's a lot of news coming out of BHVR this last week. That's not all that came out of BHVR this week.
You summoned me. I came.
That's right, the PTB is live right now and Pinhead has reworked voice lines. We may never know the real reason why the original lines were removed, but the new ones are back and better than ever. But I think we played out all the Pinhead voice line jokes, right, Rupture? We can be mature about it this time.
I'll tear your soul apart.
Yep, no raincoats needed. What are your thoughts on voice lines? Do you like them? Would you like to see original killers get their own? Personally, I think if they're minimal, like the Trickster, and not obnoxious like Billy's Roar, they are fine. Let us know down below if you like voice lines and what killer you'd like to see get voice lines next. Friendly reminder to grab your Prime loot if you have Amazon Prime. There are artist cosmetics available until Monday, and we should be seeing January's Prime Gaming rewards shortly after this episode airs. Visit gaming.amazon.com/deadbydaylight to claim your rewards. Check the description for the link to the site and a link to the video detailing how to claim your rewards. The patch notes for the PTB have something interesting. Get this. Fixed some specific vulnerabilities that could be abused by cheaters. It should be interesting to see what exactly this is. Did they fix all the rampant cheating? Was it just one small thing? Given the word specific, this probably means one small thing. But maybe that one small thing was allowing a bunch of these exploits to work. We'll see. Another huge thing was they adjusted the hit feedback. This should reduce the number of times a killer gets the hit audio and visual effects, but the survivor doesn't actually get injured. This is exactly what was needed. Survivors had to deal with bad hits for so long, and to rectify the issue, they added server-side hit validation. The downside was killers were still getting the audio and visual indicators of a successful hit. This made for a bad experience psychologically for killers. It's good that they have a fix going for this, and hopefully it works out well. Yeah, I've had a lot of dead hard hits get validated while playing killer. It just feels bad. I understand why it's happening, but it still felt bad. Not getting that false positive feedback will be much better. Let's talk about the new features on the PTB. Sure thing. In an effort to include console in some of the beta testing, there is now a beta option menu available on all platforms. On this tab, when a new beta features are added, they'll be able to go in here and opt into the beta feature to test it. Playing games with beta features on will reward you with extra blood points for the first 10 matches while playing with the feature enabled. The first beta feature is a survivor-sided wiggle mechanic. I believe we have some video footage of this. Clearly, this wasn't Rupture playing, or the skill checks would be failing left and right. Toxic, Bill, toxic. I'm just spitting the facts. As you can see from this footage, the skill checks are very frequent, and the great skill checks actually progress the wiggle bar just slightly faster. Hitting all great skill checks gives you about 1 second faster wiggle. Not much, but it could easily be a game changer. The biggest thing for me is the frequency and the audio that comes with these skill checks. We could do with far less skill checks, and the audio doesn't need to be so much. Reducing the number of skill checks would also make the audio less frequent, so that would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Leave the poor crows alone, Rupture. They're also introducing a new feature where you can toggle interactions, so instead of holding a button to work on a generator, you can click once and release. You'll continue to work on the gen until you click again, or until you move. Oh boy, so what are the odds that this will cause you to miss more skill checks? About the same odds I'll live longer than you. I've got friends in low places, you watch yourself. Another hot topic. You mean this? No, Bill, and stop pushing buttons. I mean the SBMM changes that were in the dev updates. You know who else is into SBMM? Bill, not again. We've been over this before. Oh yeah, SBMM now we're talking. That's what the new killer's into, right? With the leather and chains and stuff. For the last time, it's skill-based matchmaking, and there will be some upcoming changes. Backfilling is being changed. Currently, when someone in a lobby leaves, the system has to fill the spot. Currently, it favors a quick replacement rather than a good skill-based replacement. So look for them to try to find a better balance between skill and wait times. They are also going to add skill decay, so if you stop playing DBD for a period of time, your rating will decay over that time. When you come back, you'll be starting off at a lower rating than when you left. This should help ease you back into playing DBD. Last thing for matchmaking should help people like us, Rup. Currently, the game detects the best region for you to matchmake in and looks only there. Now, if you live in an area where you have good ping to multiple regions, you'll be able to search both regions for matches. Wow, that is huge for people like us that live in the Midwest and have good pings to both East and West Coast servers, so it'll be nice to go against a wider range of players we never see. There is also discussion about future changes for the solo survivor experience, where action icons would appear next to the player portraits to let you know what each person is doing. I imagine this would be something like a gen icon for somebody repairing a generator, maybe a healing icon, and maybe a chase icon. Only time will tell what it actually turns out to be. In other news, BHVR is finally removing 4 original Survivor Leatherface Masks. The Claudette mask had been used as a means to spread hate within DBD and will finally be gone. Will this solve the problem? No, but it will remove a tool that is a favorite of those who wish to spread hate messages. This is overall a good thing. While some people may feel they are being punished for other people's actions, they need to look at the bigger picture and realize this isn't about them. Grade rewards are being overhauled. BHVR has heard us when we complained that 250,000 blood points does not make up for the time it takes to reach that grade. Yeah, I said that from the beginning, that it was far too low of a reward for the time invested just to get it. Considering it only took about 6 games as killer to earn that many blood points, yet it takes tens of hours to reach grade 1. I wonder if we will get any shards for rewards. That would be neat. I have just over 400,000 shards. I'd love more. There were lots of add-on updates for killers. Bubba add-ons were changed and it got a few nice little buffs. Amanda's letter for Pig will now let you place 2 traps instead of 1. And the Nemesis Stars badge now buffs zombie speeds by 150% instead of just 100%. The Clown also had a bunch of changes. There were a lot of perk updates too. Boilover is now OP, Kappa, but wiggling will affect a killer a lot more, and if they fall while they're carrying you, your wiggle bar will jump by 25%. Distortion got an extra token and now starts with 4. Remember Me now works whenever the obsession loses a health state, not just when using a basic attack. Power Struggle got a buff to only require 15% wiggle instead of 25%. Dead Man's Switch now activates whenever a survivor is hooked, not just the obsession. Coup de Grace now increases the lunge speed by 80% instead of 60%. There were a few other changes to perks, but let's move on. Last thing for today, it was leaked that a Survivor favorite, Haddonfield, is getting a graphic overhaul. You can see here on our table, we have a replica of one of the new hooks that showed up in the files on the PTB. Ooh, fancy. Well, what a busy week it was. Indeed, that was a lot of information to process. Check the links in the description if you want to read the full patch notes and the developer updates. I'm your host, Bill Overbeck. And I'm Rupture, who is sure to be failing all those wiggle skill checks. We'll see you next week.